Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I apologize for the extended delay and the extended break, but we have returned with a series with a qualifying match. I did give an update in the chat a couple of moments ago. There was an update. Silky took down Jeshi. Silky, he has eliminated Jeshi from the tournament I mentioned before, but Silky is the best Zerg player in all of China. Jeshi, likewise, an amazing player in his own right. Top 3 Protoss in China is knocked out already in the first round, which means Jeshi will not be a part of this event. A brutal result already here in the first round, and as a result, Silky advances on into a qualifying match, but we have our own qualifying match to get into. It is going to be that TvP. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Hardlead, we have our Taiwanese Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Team Mystery Gaming. It is Lemon. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Chinese Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Invictus Gaming. It is XY. And I need to quickly set up first the name of our lovely player here. There we go. And likewise, we need to set up the predictions. If you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on how you believe this series will unfold. Will it go the way of the Terran or the way of the Protoss? Up to you to decide. Best of luck with those predictions. As for now, we're getting into our openers. It is going to be a gate expand. Gate expand set up here from our Protoss player. Likewise, XY back at home, looking to go for a Rax expand as well. There is no second gas geyser here, and I'm excited because I don't think I've casted XY in quite some time. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've casted XY. I think the last time I casted him was during WTL, during the round robin stage where Invictus Gaming was competing and partaking in. Outside of that, yeah, we just haven't had much of XY on the channel, so I haven't seen how XY has adapted to the new patch. Don't really know how they've really embraced the Cyclone or how they've rejected the Cyclone. I'm yet to, you know, really engross myself in some XY action. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Behind this, again, standard opener from our Protoss player. Nothing too wild, nothing too crazy. Across the map, XY getting into a single gas opener, but going for a Rax into Factory. Very interesting. This could be an add-on swap into Cyclones, I imagine, or we could be chronoing out or pumping out, reactoring out Reaper and Hellion instead. Very interesting opener here from XY. And there's that CC on the high ground. So a bit of a safer expansion. There is going to be the Cyclone being produced, but it is not, or it is going to be on its own without that reactor. Making one Cyclone at a time. Behind this, we have our tech of choice, Lemon, not going for the Stargate, he's going for the Twilight Council opener instead. So with a Twilight Council opener, this should be for Blink. We should be seeing Blink on the horizon from our Protoss. But the question becomes, how aggressive or how economic will this opener become? Do we go 2-gate Blink, 3-gate Blink, or even 4-gate Blink Stalkers? For the time being, there is our second gateway on the way. Again, it's going to be at least 2 gateways. We'll see if we throw down additional gateways. Meanwhile, across the map, oh, the Cyclone does catch the Adept. Very nice catch here by XY. Oh, the Adept barely does shade away. Is going to live a little bit longer, but should be hunted down by these Marines. Ooh, as we do get in. No shot. The Adept shades into the main base, and what did we see? What exactly did we get eyes on? Looking across the map, we saw the Factory, we saw the second Rax. Yet to see the CC. Boys are being pulled. Cyclone diving on top of that Stalker. Barely does not get it. Stalker survives. We're getting probe kills. Oh my god, so many probes going down. This one Cyclone getting 4 probes, getting a 5th probe as well. Very nice damage dealt here. And trading with the Stalker at the very end. Good trades overall by XY. Meanwhile, I am a little bit concerned here. Hold on. Once again, I'm getting a bit of a lag spike. So hopefully things clear up. So just making sure that there's like nothing downloading in the background or anything like that. Making sure that everything's safe. But yeah, really good start from our Terran. 1 Cyclone for an Adept, a Stalker, and 5 Probes. Really good trade so far here by our Terran player. Behind this, how many gateways do we have? We have 1 gateway here at the natural. We have 1 gateway in the main. So it looks like a 2-gate blink opener. Yeah, we're applying pressure with a handful of Stalkers, but we're not reinforcing. We're going for a bay first, but this should be a robotics bay into a third. We should be expanding and taking a third base within a couple of seconds. And looking to get into a longer macro-oriented game. Up! Meanwhile, blink is done. We do avoid the shots. Very nice control there out of Lemon. Does minimize his losses. Meanwhile, Observer's going to be coming in. So does it get a read on things? Gets eyes on all 3 racks, so we're aware of the arming composition. We spoke about the third base, and there it is. Third base has been taken. As we did mention, it's a very economic opener here by Lemon. He did delay his third in favor of Colossus production, so that's the one downside here, but it does mean that his Colossi are going to be a little bit faster, so a little bit of a safer follow-up before rushing into that third. So faster Colossus production here by Lemon. And these Stalkers are just designed to contain and keep an eye on any kind of move outs. We can't really push in. We shouldn't be able to. As XY is building up on 2 bases. Now, when it comes to XY's playstyle, at least in the past, he was known for 2-base all-ins and 2-base play in general. I remember casting quite a lot of aggressive 2-base builds out of XY in this matchup. And I wonder if he's willing to do it again. As he avoids this Observer, picks up, going for a double drop on the right-hand side. Cheeky move there out of XY, keeping it hidden at the same time we blink into the main. So they sneak into the main base. And we do pick up a couple of Marauders. We get up! Almost 1! We get 1. 1 Marauder for 1 Stalker. Not the best trade from Lemon. Does get away, but... yeah, that tips XY off. He snipes that Observer. Does go for the scan. And now here comes that double drop. Straight for the main base. Do we have anything in position? We do not. Our main is a little bit barren, but we are rotating over with a handful of units. Lemon aware that he's vulnerable to a drop. At the same time, XY pushing on the left-hand side, and he's expanding on location. Very greedy move here by XY, but we'll see if we can get away with it. So he's pushing on 2 fronts. He scans, he sees the main army at the third. Little does XY know, there's also a couple of units here waiting in the main. Goes for the double drop. Yeah, the army's in position. We have the overcharge, and we will force this back. As we focus on the shield battery. Shield battery does fall. We can focus on some of the Stalkers as well. But we are cleaned up. At the same time, XY pushing right through the center. Doesn't quite make his way in. Can delay that 4th. The worker does go down. Oh, we do depower and we do delay charge. Very nice pick up there. Mine going to be going up as well. XY, he will get away. And thankfully, XY didn't lose any medevacs. He lost a couple of units. That's true. He lost a Marine, lost a couple of Widow Mines, lost a handful of Marauders earlier as well. But he does keep all of his medevacs alive, and he will manage to escape. And his third base is getting up and running. So XY is still in a pretty decent position here, as he's already teched up into Ghost production. Vikings are on the way. An ideal anti-Colossus army is amassing. And Lemon is yet to really break free. Charge just now finished. 4th base getting up and running. You can see Lemon going for double forge, double upgrades, in towards the Templar archives as well. So based on all this tech and all these upgrades on the horizon, it looks like we don't really intend to commit anytime soon. So we're getting into a longer game here. A much more passive outlook out of Lemon. Just building up on 4 bases. So we've kind of entered a lull period in this game, where both players are backing off, both players are expanding. We're calming things down at least a little bit. Oh, and we've already hit critical mass of Colossus. We've hit 3 Colossi, and now we have commenced Disruptor production. We have 1 Disruptor on the way. 2nd Robo is in production as well for double Disruptors. We're getting there. As a mine drop does slip in, do we react in time? Oh, late reaction, 7 probes, 10 probes go down, and we still have another mine drop going off in the natural. We do burrow, and oh, once again, late reaction out of Lemon, 18 probes go down over a mineral line. And that is already an insane amount of damage. Again, late reactions out of our Protoss. Not just late reactions, but pulling into the rest of the worker and the rest of the mineral line as well. So brutal defense there by the Protoss. And now XY is coming in for the kill. Good EMP. Oh my god, we EP everything. Where's the shield batteries? No shield battery, no overcharge. Lemon in a lot of trouble. Yeah, Colossi being targeted down by the Vikings. We get 2. Yeah, only 1 Colossus lives, and XY is snowballing out of control. He crippled the economy, shutting down the main army. The Colossi are falling. Yeah, we can land the Vikings as well. And there's just nothing to save this for. Yeah, there is nothing left. Man with gun is too good. We stim on 4. GG gets called, and XY will take game number 1. GG. A solid game 1 there out of XY. Again, early on, his drop play wasn't ideal, but he was able to slow his opponent down. He was able to punish the opener as well. The mine drops were brutal, and the mine drops, they helped when it came to the eventual push, but leading into that push as well, we saw, again, just a really clean build out of XY. He was never really stifled back at home. Never lost any SCVs, never took any harassing damage whatsoever. And with that, XY, he still got it. He still got it. Takes game 1. Now we're getting ready for game number 2. Now, I expect to see something a little bit different out of Lemon this time. We are loading into Hecate. Hecate is a very interesting map. It has a short rush distance by ground, that is true, but there's a lot of bases, and it's quite defendable at your natural, at that ramp. So short rush distance, but very defendable, so it can lead into longer games, but there is aggressive potential available there. You have the potential to be aggressive, to be in your face, and to go for 4 gate blink. It's kind of what I'm alluding to. I'm alluding to a higher gateway count early on. We'll see if that's what we go for. As we're loading into game number 2. Again, XY needs one more. Uno más to qualify here for the closed qualifier. Lemon has to fight back here and now to force the ace match. Let's go. As spawning in the top right hand corner, of Hecate, we have our Taiwanese Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Mystery Gaming, down in this series looking to fight back here. It is Lemon. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Chinese Terran player, the blue Terran representing Invictus Gaming. It is XY. We go. And we'll try to pay attention to the openers. As a reminder, in the previous game, XY did go for a single gas opener, but he went for a Rax Factory into a delayed CC for a faster Cyclone. And remember, in the early game of game 1, he popped off with that Cyclone. He killed an Adept, he killed a Stalker, he killed 5 probes early on. That was crazy how much damage he dealt with this first Cyclone. I can't imagine he's going to do the same, though. I imagine that this time, we're going to be having a safer and tighter early game out of our Protoss, and the opportunity to get damage done is going to be a lot lower here, so I imagine XY will go for a faster command center, but we'll see. As once again, only 1 gas has been taken, so this should be a CC. Should be, but again, we've seen quite a bit of variety here from XY already. Orbital's on the way. Once again, 2 games in a row, it is going to be a factory follow-up. Same opener as game 1 for XY. Meanwhile, back at home, gate expand into Cybercore. Standard opener here out of our Protoss player. As we mentioned before, again, the rush distance by ground quite short on this map. The specific defensive feature that I was talking about is this. It's a very narrow ramp choke point coming in towards the natural base. It can be very difficult to actually push up this ramp into a defensive army. So it's quite easy to defend. Likewise, there's a ramp coming into the third as well, and a ramp here towards the left-hand side. So settling and stabilizing on 3 bases is a little bit easier here on Hecate. We'll see if Lemon does put that to the test. Put that to the test. Is going for a Twilight Council opener. So Blink once again. We're going for Blink Stalkers. Last game we went 2-gate Blink into a Robotics Bay. This game, we'll keep an eye on that gateway count. For now, 2 gateways. Once again, Cyclone first from XY, so the same build. Adept is coming in. This is the same Adept that died in the previous game, and hopefully we're a little bit more careful with it. Hopefully we do babysit it a little bit more. As the Adept is shading in. Doesn't quite make its way to the main. We commit to the shade. It's going to be shut down. The Cyclone is in position, and once again the Adept will fall. Not the best start here. Not the best trade from Lemon. Checking his vision, he did get eyes on the follow-up. He saw the command center building, so he's aware of at least that. Meanwhile, yeah, it's only 2 gateways, so it looks like the same build. Looks like we're going for a bay, and we're going for a 3rd base. Okay. So Lemon not really varying things up too much. Actually, this time it looks like he's going for the Nexus before Robotics Bay. Okay. I do like this a lot more. So a bit of a more greedier build here by Lemon. Slightly more greedy this time. Nexus before Bay. Speaking of, we should be seeing the Robotics Bay soon. Should be on the horizon. Behind this, XY likewise getting into his 3-1-1 setup. 3 Raxes, 1 factory. A bit of a delayed starport actually here from XY. This is looking quite aggressive. This is looking like a very aggressive build. Okay, so just to wind it back a little bit here, we're rushing into Stim, we're rushing into Combat Shields, we're delaying the starport to prioritize building up a death ball of a bio army. By the time the starport arrives, we will get into our medevacs that we can push on 2 bases. We can pull the boys with this. This could be the setup for a 2-base all-in. We have the potential for that. Regardless, it's going to be a very committed timing. There we go, starport now on the way. There's a reactor for an add-on swap as well. This is going to hit hard here from the Terran. And our Protoss player has to get a read on what's going on. Sharking around with his observer. Back at home, there's that bay that we spoke about. So this is ideal for XY because of how greedy we were. Our Protoss player has been quite greedy. The scan doesn't quite get the observer. Does escape. A bit of a premature scan there by XY. But as opposed to the previous game, this Colossus production is delayed. It is a little bit delayed here. Again, it was greedier of a build overall. We will have 1, soon to be 2 Colossi for the defense. Okay, we're going for a 3rd base. So it's not going to be a 2-base all-in. We're not pulling the boys with this. We are building up quite a hefty Marine Marauder army, but we're still getting a 3rd. For the last XY is just waiting for his Medimax, then he should be pushing. This observer will get eyes on the production. We do see the 3rd. Big scout here from Lemon. Seeing the 3rd base should give Lemon a big sigh of relief. He should be like, whew, okay, we're going for a longer game. I'm free to expand. I'm free to get my production going. There it is. A double forge on the way. We're working on upgrades. We know that we are safe to start working on upgrades. So a good read here from our Protoss player. The job does threaten to move out. Baits out a blink. A cheeky move there out of XY. The mind games are real. The observer is still out there. And I'm sure XY knows it. He's going for it. Yeah, there's the scan. Observer is going to be going down. And with the death of that observer, that means that we don't have eyes on any kind of move out. I mean, I say that. Very nice vision here by Lemon. We've got spotter pylons scattered all over the map on the left-hand side. We're expanding on the right. And yeah, more spotter pylons, more observers. Just we see everything. Or our plan is to see everything. So going to be very difficult to get away with drop play. The scan reveals the main army. We already have 2 Colossi, soon to be 3. Right? We're perfectly safe and sound. At least against the main push. And XY's chilling. Again, despite having that medevac timing, he's been staying back at home instead. Now we're moving out. Behind this, Vikings, Ghost Academy's getting up and running. Third base getting saturated. And now we do move out, but again, Lemon sees all, and with this spotter probe, he sees the rocks. Does notice them being knocked down. His main army does respond at the same time. Zelarumbai being set up towards the third base. And what is there to defend? A handful of reinforcements. This Zelarumbai has a lot of potential. As XY, he does pull back. Zelarumbai comes in. Does react in time. 3 SCVs go down. We get a 4th. Get a 4th SCV. But XY was already turning back around. And Lemon, he's freely taking his 4th. Now getting a 5th base. His economy has been left untouched. We're getting into disruptor production. Again, Lemon, he's in a much better state compared to the last game. Much better game state here for the Protoss. Just recognizing when it is and isn't safe to start teching and droning. Confirms the position of the main army. Knows where it is. +2 is on the way. We have, oh my god, triple disruptor production. Lemon, calm down. 3 robos. All just going to town here. Well, XY moving forward. Show us the Novas. Show us your disruptors. XY has to be very careful. Nice EMP. Nova goes off. Doesn't quite connect. Doesn't quite connect there. As the observer has been noticed. So XY will clean it up. Another observer going to be replacing one we just lost. XY pushing right through the center. We missed the army. Uh-oh. We missed the army entirely here. Lemon out of position. Trying to come in from behind. Does catch a couple of reinforcements. XY does find his way on top of the base. Never goes off. Doesn't connect. Quick moves there out of XY. Does focus on that disruptor. The Nexus will live though. In full time, big EMPs on the army. Not sure if XY can take a fight though. Not up a ramp. The Vikings, they zone away those Colossi. They take down one of them. They take down another. Yeah, the Colossi caught out of position. Another big EMP. And we don't kill the main army, but we snipe the third. Third base goes down. We rotate around once again. We're down to 1 Colossus. How many disruptors? 4. 4 disruptors left. Just very careful play here out of XY. Very good positional play as well. Observer does spot the rotation. Lemon keeping up. Does keep up with the army. Shows the Novas. Oh! The split's not looking too bad. Very good splits here from XY. He avoids those purification overs. Colossus goes down. Now, unfortunately, these Vikings are dead supply. We have 11 Vikings and we've killed every Colossus at the same time. A big Zealot counterattack here at the third. Doesn't get many SCVs, but it forces XY to turn around. He comes back home. And Lemon, he's breaking free. Ooh, he comes across the 4th. And he forces a cancel. Up! That was a kill. Not a cancel. 400 minerals down the drain. Big loss there for XY. A very good counterattack there by Lemon. And he has maxed out. He's on 5 bases. XY stuck on 3. Pretty committed play. Pretty all in, actually. XY, he needs another command center. And he's going to have to restart it here on location. XY had some good moments, but we need more. Not again. That's another kill! 800 minerals down the drain. Ay, ay, ay. Not like this. We're going to be recalling back home. We spot the main army. Looks like we do... Was that a kill? That was. We get a kill on Nexus. Okay, tit for tat. We get a kill on the Nexus. We deny the 6th base. But, again, that's the 6th base. Like, we're fine. Lemon is... This economy is perfectly fine here. It's XY that needs to expand. Yeah, we blink on forward. We get a couple of Marines. Never goes off. Oh! Good splits out of XY. Avoids the Nova. Once again, the 4th is denied over and over again. That is the win condition, by the way, for the Protoss. Just make sure that we cannot expand. Contain the Terran. Deny the base over and over again. And we will starve the Terran out. Now, XY, he has maxed out. He's pushing. As a reminder, his army is less than ideal. That's a lot of Vikings. Vikings that can't really help too much. They can land, of course. But that supply could be in Liberators, for example. Could be in more Marines, more Marauders, more Ghosts, more anything. Never goes up. Oh! Big connection. Finally, a juicy shot there from Lemon. The splits were not there. From behind as well. Nova's going to be going up. Good reaction out of XY, but you can see him plummet in supply here. Vikings, they land. Disruptors are going down. But Lemon, all he has to do is survive. XY is all in. Good target firing. Oh, but another connection. Another connection on XY, and you can see him at sub 100 supply. That was all he had. Again, he's all in. There is no 4th base. GG gets called. And Lemon fights back. We're going to the ace match. Whew. GG. Bappy. GG, well played. Again, really good positioning and really good army control out of XY. We were praising XY for most of that game, but at a certain point, he was starved out. At a certain point, he just could not expand, could not take a 4th base, even though Lemon was trading worse, especially in the early to mid game, or in the mid game. Even though Lemon was trading worse, even though he was taking some big losses, it did not matter because he could afford those losses. He was expanding. He had a booming economy. XY didn't. XY couldn't afford any losses. Ran out of money. Ran out of steam. GG. We're going to game 3. And as we're getting into game number 3, a big shout out to Complete Noob in the chat. Gah, Pappy, thank you so much for resubscribing for 7 months. Oh my god. Pappy. Thank you so much for subscribing. Do appreciate the support. That is over half a year of support. Thank you. Thank you. Do appreciate it. All the money that we make here goes towards our tournaments, goes towards the events that we hold. So thank you so much for the support, Complete. Thank you. When are we going to see Live VIP live again on camera? Next week. I mentioned earlier, but next week I'm returning to Australia, and then I'm going to have a cam. I'm going to be able to actually show you my face, show you my reactions. I mean, that's a pretty good... Hold on. That's a pretty good face and reaction anyway, but... You'll be able to see more of me next week. So, don't worry. Not too far away from that. I'll be coming back. I'm not fully looking forward to it just because, as you can imagine, traveling from Europe to Australia, it's a journey. It's a journey in and of itself. It's a 32-hour trip. Not 32 hours on the plane, but 32-hour trip all up. It's because we have some layovers in Germany, layovers in Singapore. It's 32 hours traveling is maybe the best way to put it. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. But here we go. We're getting into the ace match, into game 3, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the red Protoss player representing Mystery Gaming, tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match. It is Lemon. It's about the journey, not the destination, they say. Ah, they're wrong. The journey is awful. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Chinese Terran player, the blue Terran, representing Invictus Gaming. It is XY. And once again, we're getting similar openers here. We have the single gas opener, we have the racks. Every game so far, XY has been going for a factory as a follow-up and going for a delayed CC. And it looks like that might be the case again. I mean, we have a lot of minerals banked up there. We go CC on location. It was delayed, but is now on the way. Now, the command center is a little bit off-center, but, you know, we can always lift it. We can lift it, we can reposition it. It's all good. But for the first time this series, a very economic opener out of XY. Meanwhile, back at home, our Protoss player is aware. Lemon is now aware that it's something more economic, and maybe it's something that can be punished. Maybe. I'm curious. We've gone for 2 gate openers all series so far. Will we finally throw down a 3rd gateway, even a 4th gateway? Will we finally just dip our toes and dabble in a little bit more of an aggressive build? Show us what you got, Lemon. Show us what you got. Oh, good. Back home. Yeah. Coming back home soon. I mean, I say a week away. Yeah. 7 days. 7. Ugh. 7 days from now. It does mean that I'm going to miss a day of casting, so I do apologize, but there's going to be a day next week where I won't be casting because I'm going to be traveling. It's going to be my day of travel. But I'll try to get back into it ASAP. Hopefully I don't get jet lagged too badly. Hopefully we're okay. As now Hallucination Scout comes in, we do get eyes on everything. It's going to be a 1-1-1 follow-up here out of XY, leading into a mine drop. Okay, this is the most standard build we've seen so far out of XY. I'm here for it. Ooh, meanwhile, speaking of standard, that is not what we're getting out of our Protoss player. Okay, it was a Twilight Council opener, so I assumed it was going to be Blink, but no, it's Charge. It's going to be a Charge build here out of our Protoss player, which means we're going gasless. No gases at the natural. 3rd base is being taken as we speak, and we're going for a mass Swarm Toss style. Oh boy. What is Swarm Toss? It's a style that Haas popularized a couple of years ago. It's been quite a number of years at this point. But you stay on minimal gases, you go mass charge lots, and if your Terran opponent is aggressive and pushes into you, that is the ideal. That is what you want here, as you just overwhelm them with zealots. You shut them down. The additional gateway is going to be on the way. We do have a Marine, a Widowmine drop going into the main. Has potential for economic damage. But we do have a couple of Stalkers in position. We are here. Oh! As we are going to zone this away. Meanwhile, my apologies. I assumed we'd be sticking with Charge, but we're going for Blink. Okay, we're diversifying our tech a little bit. We're heading into Blink as a follow-up. Now, it is still going to be quote-unquote Swarm Toss. What I mean by that, no Colossus production, right? No Bay, no Colossus. We're going to be heavily reliant here on Mass Gateways, Zealots, and Stalkers. We have a Safety Immortal on the way. This is a bit of an expensive investment here by Lemon, so interesting choice from our Protoss player. XY getting his 3rd base on location. The drop has arrived, and we do have our first tank. Very early push here by XY, and he will take down that pylon. Depowering the gateway. We're setting up for a surround. How good is the mine shot going to be? Oh, big mine shots. Oh, the Zealots are going to melt. Yeah, Zealots are going down. Tank shots going off on the Stalkers, but we should barely clean this up. The tank does fall, but the Immortal's exposed. A big overextension here by Lemon. A big loss as well, as XY does come out on top in that trade. And another tank arrives. He can keep pushing. No shot. He can keep pushing. I mean, the defensive Immortal had its place, but it was only one Immortal. And Lemon, he's in a bit of trouble here. The Cybercore is going to go down. Now, Charge was revealed. And we can still mass Zealots to defend, but no more Stalkers. Yeah, we dive on top of the tank. We focus down the medevac. Another tank arrives. No shot. XY just rallying everything he can across the map. The tank is going to go down. Expensive loss there for XY. And yeah, he is being forced back. Imagine if he still had one more tank left. Pushing on forward. He wants that Stalker, and up, he won't get it. Barely he won't. Reaper slips into the main. We got a full scout, and initially this was a good push. Initially XY was doing well. He killed an Immortal, he killed the Cybercore. I do think he overextended though. I do think XY did overextend towards the end. He lost a third tank. He lost a lot of Marines. And what's scary is that he didn't deal any economic damage. Our natural is perfectly safe. The third base, up and running. Fourth is now on the way as well. The economy for Lemon is still booming, still untouched, and now we're going for a counterattack. And we're adding additional gases. We're diversifying our tech, we're throwing down gateways, we have the Bay on the way for Colossus production, we're heading towards a similar direction as game number 2. The army composition, I mean. We're getting out of just a pure gateway army. And we're going for a split push. We have Zealots in the main, we have a Zealot run by here towards the third. We're going for the warp in. Zealots are getting SCVs at the same time. We do dive on top of the tank. The tank, it's gonna go down. Big loss there for XY. Yeah, Lemon, he's snowballing out of control. He breaks the third base. 8 SCVs fall. Meanwhile, in the main, it looks like we have defended. The Prism, no! The Prism gets caught out for a moment, but will escape. And we get 9 worker kills here at the third. Very good damage dealt. And the War Prism survives. We do recall it back home. Does make it back. Fourth base is up and running. Cybercore is being rebuilt. We have the Colossus on the way. Does feel like Lemon's in the driver's seat for the most part. XY, he needs a little bit more time to recover here. Does need a little bit more time. I mean, he's building up quite a terrifying army with 2-2. Oh. I spoke too soon there, as 2-2 is actually a little bit lopsided. Here, +1 armor. +1 armor still in the way. +2 armor still a ways off. We're going for the gold! We're going for the gold base. Lemon, he has map control and he's making use of it. XY trying to bounce back, going for a mine drop. Oh, that's a lot of probes. No! No reaction! Lemon! 7 probes go down here at the 4th. Ooh, and 16 in total fall here. Big damage. Big shots go up. XY, he's still in this. Medevacs are going down. Another mine drop being sent towards the main. As we saw previously in game 1, Lemon, his Widow mine drop defense leaves much to be desired. That's an entire mineral line. And suddenly, XY takes a worker lead. And we're not done. Now, thankfully, there aren't that many probes here. Getting 2 probes in the main. No! Oh, they bunch up 10 probes in total. Yeah. And our economy is in shambles. Now, thankfully, we have the gold on the way, so we can recover with that gold base, but we're pushing out across the map. We're down in supply. Lemon, not like this. We were doing well. We were doing quite well, and we did delay the 4th. But you can see this army is mainly Zealots. Only 1 Colossus. And we do force a cancel. That's all we did need. Another mine shot went off. 5 pros went down. These 2 Widow mines, they got extra shots off. Not like this. As we are going to be pulling back. Now, denying the 4th base is, again, keeping Lemon in this. Remember, the gold is prioritized, fully saturated. So Lemon is recovering, but he's not there yet. He needs a little bit more time, and here comes the army of XY. He's almost maxed out. Catches some Zealots. Yeah, gets 3 of them, 4 of them for free. Getting a 5th even. Going for a big Zealot counterattack. Not much to defend back at home. Big mine shots going off. And XY turns back around. These Zealots, they get the Marauders. They could go for the base. They're forcing another cancel. Oh my god. I'm getting deja vu of game number 2. Remember, XY could not take a 4th base on Hecate. And it's still going to be the same here. Looking to be the same on Golden Aura. As he's denied the 4th over and over again. But that was an expensive loss. And you can see that that did kind of take a big blow here out of the supply of the Protoss. That was a costly trade. Here come the disruptors. Never goes off. Would you react in time? Whew. You react. Handful of Zealots, they do rick up. Yeah, they force XY to turn around for a moment. More Zealot Ramais on the way. Again, you can see Lemon doing everything he can to keep XY pinned back at home. XY, he's maxed out. He's up 40 supply. Lemon needs time. Show us EMPs. Up. We do get one. Never goes off. Big connection there in the army. Another decent connection towards the end. Not a bad start for Lemon. Overcharge is possible. We focus down two of those disruptors. This one went over. It goes off. Oh, big connection there. XY takes them to the face. And with that, we can take a fight. The Stalkers, they dive on forward. There is no shield battery. Vikings, they land. It's a very close fight, but it looks like there's just too many Stalkers. Too much Protoss. GG gets called. XY was all in. And Lemon takes the series 2-1, qualifying for the StarsWar 11 closed qualifier. GG. GG, well played. Those Purification Novas were insane. We had two very juicy Novas there. One before the fight started, one in the middle of the fight as well. And XY was all in. Remember, he was denied his fourth. His fourth was denied over and over and over again. He was stuck on 3 bases, stuck on a subpar economy. And that final fight was just not it. GG. GG, congratulations. Congratulations to Lemon for qualifying. And my condolences to XY. Again, XY, he's been around for a very long time. He's an amazing player. Even a caster, fun fact. He does even cast from time to time over on SCBoy. Does cast from time to time, but unfortunately he is going to be knocked out of the qualifier, so my condolences to XY. Congratulations to Lemon. As I believe there's one qualifying match left, and I have to figure out what exactly is going on. I have to figure out what's going on. Exclamation mark B. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the back yourselves. Ooh, as it looks like we are running out of matches here. Okay, so from the top, we did briefly mention Nice. Nice, he is the best player in all of Taiwan. He's a Protoss player, and he was favored to qualify tonight, and he does. He takes down Nanami 2-0, Nanami Chiaki, and Nice, he will qualify into that closed qualifier. Meanwhile, Kingslayer, he took down Maxed. Big win there by Kingslayer. He takes down Maxed 2-1, and Kingslayer is currently mid-series against Moku. Moku, a Chinese Zerg player that we were casting yesterday. For those that remember, Moku, he is the observer, the official observer for SCBoy, for WTL, and for Kung Fu Cup, and many other events. And that is a rematch. Yesterday we casted Moku versus Kingslayer. It went all the way to Game 3. If you remember, Kingslayer was playing mech. He was making it happen. He was going mass cyclone. It worked one game against Moku. Didn't work the other, though. And Moku did knock Kingslayer out of the qualifier yesterday. And now they have a rematch. Best of luck in that qualifying match. Scrolling down a little bit further here in the qualifier, we have XY versus Lemon. As we just casted, Lemon did take down XY 2-1. He qualifies. At the very bottom of the bracket, we have Silky. It's unfortunate that Jeshi faced Silky so early on, but Jeshi and Silky, they did wrap up. Silky knocks Jeshi out of the qualifier, and he 2-0 Smile. Basically, Jeshi versus Silky, that was the qualifying match. No disrespect to Smile, but Jeshi and Silky, they're both some of the best that China has to offer when it comes to players or Zerg and Protoss players. So, basically, that was a round 1 qualifying match. Whoever would take that would make it through, and Silky, he does qualify. So, big shout out, congratulations to Silky. My condolences to Jeshi. Like, a little bit unlucky there in the overall seeding and the overall bracket. A little bit unlucky, and did end up falling there. GG. GG. And from my understanding, Kingslayer versus Moku are in the ace match. From my understanding, they're tied up 1-1. They're in the ace match, which means we don't have another series. It means that we're wrapping up here because when they get out of game, there's no game left for us. No game left. We already have our qualified players, and we don't play out the semifinals matches. We don't play them out for seeding. They're already qualified. They're already qualified. They're already in. Just catching up. Catching up in the chat. Not casting from the plane? Light lost his passion. Oh, if only I could. If only. I would if I could. Feels bad, man. Do we care about the frozen camera if Light does such a good job casting every day? Ah. Exclamation mark frozen in the chat. Cam's not frozen. Polish internet just has very, very low FPS. Smooch. True. I've never seen Widowmines do so much damage. It was pretty insane. We've seen Widowmines pop off before, but I mean, shout out to Lemon. He took those mines to the face, and he still came out on top. He still came out on top. Didn't matter. I mean, to be fair, a big reason for that was the gold, right? The gold base did help facilitate Lemon sustaining himself. So very important that he got that up and running. Otherwise, it'd be over. Lemon is still a Terran in my mind. That's the thing, right? Like, Lemon, I mentioned this before, for those who are unfamiliar. Lemon, he has changed races over the years. Like, he, at one point, was a pro player as a Terran, as a Zerg, now as a Protoss. He's kind of, I don't know, maybe he gets bored, so he just, like, switches races. It's not really something we see too often. Honestly, if Lemon wanted to, he could play random. If he really wanted to. He is at a pro level with all three of his races, but recently it's mainly been Protoss. Jeshi too rusty. I mean, I wouldn't say that. Jeshi is in form, but I mean, it's still Silky though. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, Jeshi and Silky, they're both amazing at what they do, and either one of them could have qualified. Either one of them could have made it through. GG. With that, we are wrapping up. A bit of a shorter broadcast today, you know, just under 2 hours, so a very short broadcast, but again, that's typically how these qualifiers do go. But don't worry, if you are unsatiated, if you still want some more StarCraft action coming your way, then we're going to be live in not too long, actually, in a couple of hours. Let me just double check our calendar. But we are going to be live in 4 hours time, so that gives me a little bit of time there to just freshen up and to take a break, get some food, get some rest. But in 4 hours time, we're going to be live here on the channel once again with the House Open Cup. If you're curious, what is the House? What? No. House, Papi, House. It is a Polish-only bi-weekly tournament. So if you're curious, if you're interested in players like Cristiano, Geralt, Alazer, Spirit, Mana, to name a few, Geomek, Rodzin, Papi, and many others, Aristri, Trifax is a bi-weekly regional event for Polish players, and we'll be casting it in 4 hours time. So if you're interested in some Polish on Polish action, then we got you covered in a couple of hours. Otherwise, our next cast after that is going to be on Friday. It's going to be on Friday. It's going to be the Asia Closed Qualifier. Oh, right. My apologies. I should quickly go over it. I should quickly go over the Closed Qualifier while we can. Let's see here. Un momento. I should quickly go over the Closed Qualifier. Bam. There we go. Okay, so from the top, our qualified players for the Asia region have been Firefly, Coffee, Cyan, and Rex. That was in day number 1. Shout out to Rex, by the way. He was lurking in the chat earlier. He was dropping by whenever he could. But a big shout out to Rex, as he's also made it through. These are our first 4 players. And today we had... Oh, I need to refresh this. But today we had Nice alongside... There we go. Nice alongside Lemon, Silky, and one of either Moku or Kingslayer. So we have another 4 players to join them here in the Closed Qualifier. Now, this bracket hasn't been seeded yet, But basically, it's going to be an 8-player bracket, single elimination, best of 3s followed by best of 5s, and a best of 7 grand final qualifying match. One player from all of these 8 qualifies for the main event. And if you're curious, the main event is going to be an offline event. It's going to be live in front of a stage with an audience in the land of China. So one player here from the Asia region is going to make it through, joined by players from the Korea region, from Europe, from the Americas. All the other regions, they have their own qualifiers. You can see them here: Korea, Europa, and America. So we're getting ready here for the closed qualifier, for this final bracket. Now, it isn't just that one player qualifies. There's also some money on the line, as we can see up here. Now we've got a couple of hundred USD here for first, second, third, and fourth place as well. So there is going to be a bit of a prize pool to this qualifier. But of course, the main event is what everyone is gunning for. That is what we do look for here. So look forward to it. This is going to be in 2 days, on Friday. So again, in 2 days here, March the 15th, we're going to be live here on the channel with day 1 of the closed qualifier. I say day 1 because if I'm not mistaken, yep, we are casting these 3 matches day 1, and then these 3 matches day 2, and then day 3 will be the qualifier. So we are splitting this up, and we're casting every single match. Every match will be casted here on the CranKy Ducklings. So look forward to it. And then when we wrap up with the Asia region, then it's Korea, then it's Europe and Americas. So we're just slowly going through every single region. So look forward to it. Again, it's going to be a great time here. We're also going to be casting the main event. The main event is going to be next month. It's going to be in April. So plenty of content to come here. Not just these, not just StarsWar, not just the qualifiers, not just the main event, but ESL Open Cups, KSL, house events, Sparkling Tuna Cup. There's plenty of content here on the CranKy Ducklings. So if you enjoyed the cast, if you want some more content, consider following. Consider following us here on Twitch, on YouTube, ! socials in the chat, and you can get a link to all of our social media. We have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Oh god, socials. We have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. We have Blue Sky, we have Mastodon, we have all the socials you could ever hope for. And if you want to take it a step further, you can check us out on Patreon, as you can also fund us there to help us grow our tournaments. So plenty of ways to follow us or to support us. Otherwise, we'll see you guys in 4 hours for some Polish StarCraft action. Until then, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for the support. Hasta luego. Hasta luego, papi. Ciao, papi. Ciao. See you later.